Good morning, students. Today we are going to see our 17th chapter of Social Science, Economic Problems and Challenges, Poverty and Unemployment. As we have seen about Indian economy, it experiences many serious and complex economic and social problems such as population growth, price rise, black money, poverty, unemployment, starvation, corruption, terrorism, etc. Among which economic problems like poverty, unemployment, price rise, population increase, etc. are the major problems. And out of these problems, today we are going to see about the two main, that is poverty and unemployment. In this video, I am going to tell you about poverty. So this is our first video, and in this we are going to see the topic poverty. Let us see the definition of poverty. Poverty. A large number of people are deprived of satisfying their basic and essential requirements of the life, such as food, clothes, shelter, education, and health services. Such a situation is known as comprehensive poverty, and people living in such condition in the society are called poor. People living below poverty line. In short, it is known as BPL. Poverty is a qualitative concept, and poverty is viewed as lowest level of life. There are certain common features of people living below poverty line. Let us see the common features. The first, person who is not able to get 2 meals a day is called a poor. People suffering from problem of unavailability of dwelling place. They're forced to live in a shabby or slum areas. Their income is less than determined expected income. Their lifespan is less than national average life expectancy. Generally, they are illiterate. Very often, they suffer from various diseases due to lack of nutritious food. Children who have taken up the responsibility of looking after the family at the age when they are supposed to study. Death rate is high due to malnutrition. So these are the people who are living in poverty line, below poverty line. Now let us see about the efforts made by the government to improve living standard of people. Income of people living below poverty line is very less in cities as well as in villages. Such families are called Antyodaya family or the family living below poverty line. Again, BPL. After finding out such families, government has started public distribution system on the basis of the ration card. These shops are called fair price shops. Every month they fulfill the requirements like rice, wheat, sugar, oil, salt and kerosene etc. of such families. It has tried to raise their living standard. The concept of poverty was first propounded by Director of WHO, and for calculating poverty lines, certain factors are considered, which includes expenditure on food, clothing, accommodation, education, health, clean drink water, electricity, sanitation facilities, transportation facilities, and income as well as the intake of calories. On the basis of these factors, a particular standard of living is fixed, which is known as poverty line. Now we are going to see about the measurement of poverty. There are two ways of knowing the number of people living below poverty line. The first, on the basis of expenditure behind various commodities or services by a family, and second, on the basis of total income of the family. Your family means minimum 5 members. We are going to see about two main poverty. The first is absolute poverty. What is absolute poverty? Those people of the society who are not able to purchase the basic necessities of life like food grains, pulses, milk, vegetables at lowest market rate are said to be absolute poor people. Relative poverty. A society has different income groups. Among them, some groups have low income in comparison to other, and such a group is considered to be a relative poor. For example, if A is earning 10,000, B is earning 20,000, C is earning 30,000. So this is the income of three different persons. Now, as the income of A is less in relation to B, person A is considered to be poor. In the same way, income of A and B is less in relation to C. So they are considered as poor. So this is the poverty considered on the basis of income. Now let us see about poverty in India. When we are talking about poverty in India, as per the report of UNDP, that is United Nations Development Program, the ratio of poverty in India in 2011 and 12 was 21.92% of the total population, and out of which proportion of poverty at the rural level was 25.7 and at urban level it was 13.7%. It means that out of total poor, that is 26.93 crores, 21.65 crore people in the rural area and only 5.28 crore people in urban area. For example, see the Chhattisgarh. Chhattisgarh is the poorest state of India, while Goa has the lowest poverty rate. In Gujarat, the proportion of poverty is 16.63%. Now, as we have seen about rural and urban poor, see the rural poor. Generally, landless laborers, farm laborers, artisans of cottage industries or small industries, marginal farmers, beggars, forced laborers, inhabitant of forest or mountainous region, tribals, temporary craftsmen, etc. are called rural poor. And what is urban poor? The temporary laborers, laborers on daily wages, domestic workers, rickshawalas, workers in tea stalls or hotels or dhabas, workers working in garages, beggars or who are not able to satisfy their minimum and basic necessities and live in poverty are considered to be urban poor. Now let us see about the reasons of poverty. The origin of poverty is more deep rooted in villages as compared to the urban areas. Now there are certain reasons for it. For example, see the first reason, decrease in income from agriculture sector. Yes, because of insufficient development in the field of agriculture and insufficient irrigation facilities. Second point, lack of alternative employment apart from farming. Third, lack of knowledge regarding other employment, and that is why education, skill or training in the rural area. Increase in debt as a result of excessive expenditure because of caste system, orthodoxy, tradition, customs. Next point, due to illiteracy, the poor become victim of exploitation and injustice. Along with that, they are not able to get proper benefit of government schemes because of lack of information. Due to ignoring necessities and economic welfare of the poorest section of the society, because of formation of economic policies. Production of cash crops was encouraged, while production of edible crops was reduced. This triggered the scarcity of food grains and pulses and price rise, and that is why poor people, they could not get meals twice a day. Because of execution of economic reforms, rural economy collapsed, cottage and small-scale industries broke down, migration increased, income in agriculture sector decreased. Poor people are becoming victims of malnutrition and diseases. Expenditure on health increased, although income was static, but expenditure on medicines increased. Due to change in technology, technology brought unemployment because it has broke down the traditional business, cottage industries, etc. There was an increase in population growth, death rate, average lifespan increased, supply of labor increased in comparison of demand of labor, so unemployment increased. And on the other side, the production of things of basic requirement decreased. There was price rise, there was downfall in purchase power, and living standard day by day deteriorated. Thus, poverty increased. Now let us see about the strategy for poverty eradication. Government has taken certain strategies and that is why it has adopted to remove poverty. Till now, 11th year plan was been completed. Golden pinnacle of Indian economy may be there in urban areas, but the base lies in the rural areas. Government needs to bring up the village, social development and cultural development of India. Actually, it is possible in developing villages. Thus, through the program of Gramodaya Se Bharatodaya, present government has implemented the basic idea that the upliftment of the country is possible only through the upliftment of villages. Now let us see about certain points. After independence, government has given a thrust to develop of large-scale heavy key industries along with the slogan Garibi Hatao, remove poverty. For the development, encouragement has been given to the development of cities. Green Revolution, Land Reform Acts have been implemented so that development may be there in agriculture sector and as a result of which production will increase, employment opportunities will be created, employment will be increased and poverty level could be reduced. It was believed that as a result of development of industry, benefits achieved by owner of industries will increase. Income of rich farmers or landlords, which will be distributed among poor people, it will increase. But this strategy proved to be optimistic bubbler. Speed of economic development of the country remains slow, and along with slow economic development, distribution of income was inequitable and unequal. Second point, to remove disparity of income, fair price shops under public distribution systems were started. So government framed such type of taxation policy that the poor may get commodities essential for their life and production of such commodities increase. Heavy taxes was laid on the luxurious goods which were used by the rich people. Strategy was made to provide essential commodities to the poor people from fair price shops under public distribution systems. By doing it has tried to improve the living standard of the poor. Government has tried there should be decrease in the production of luxurious items utilized by rich and there should be the production of the commodities which are used by the poor people, it should be increased. Government has undertaken efforts and as a result there will be increase in employment among the poor, ability to work would increase production and finally income would increase, leading to a better lifestyle. Third point, understanding the need to improve agriculture sector, government implemented many programs. After understanding the improvement in the agricultural sector, government had implemented so many programs like Land Ceiling Act, Regulation of Tenancy Act, Security of Cultivation Rights, so that there is decrease in the income of rich farmers and landlords and increase in the income of farm laborer or tenants. Next point, government has announced the policies to encourage agriculture, cattle rearing, dairy industry, pisciculture and afforestation, etc. It helps in order to develop small irrigation schemes, household industries, cottage industries, small scale industries. In order to make people self-reliant, government has stressed on labor intensive industry so that employment increases. Arrangements have been made for many household industries so that there is increase in employment in rural areas. It has made the arrangement to see that youth of rural area get opportunities of alternative employment. For this purpose, new fields of employment have been opened so that their income increases. Next point. Government improved the structure of education, health, residence, employment, family planning and communication. It has improved irrigation facilities, road, crop protection, skills, training field, agriculture, developed variety of crops, bank loan for obtaining seeds and fertilizers, tractors, etc. And such type of variety of steps have been undertaken for rural upliftment. Employment fields have been created in the home itself so that youth does not migrate towards the cities. By starting colleges at a close distance, facilities have been created to provide technical and vocational courses and training centers in order to take care those students complete their higher studies and then encouraged by giving them motivation in the form of economic help like scholarship, facility of fee, reduction of residential school, promoting girls' education, etc. Government is taking valid steps to combat the demon of poverty strategically. India will have to take firm steps to fulfill the dream of eradicating deep-rooted problems of poverty and to complete the mission of World Bank regarding eradication of poverty from the world by 2030. Now let us see about our next topic, that is poverty alleviation program. In this particular program, the rural and the urban people living below poverty line should get direct financial benefit from various welfare schemes. The basic objective is to create opportunity of employment for families suffering from poverty, improving agriculture, rural upliftment, food security, provide education, develop skill through training so that economic condition may improve, leading social security. Present central and state government have implemented many welfare programs and it has tried to improve living standard of people in cities by improving geographical and infrastructural services with the reduction of unemployment poverty will reduce. Poverty alleviation programs or schemes may be divided into 5 sections. Wage-based employment program, self-employment program, programs related to food security, programs related to social safety, programs of elimination of poverty in urban areas. Now, major objective of following schemes mentioned below is to provide employment in the field of agriculture and irrigation, road, food security, organic farming and selling of agricultural products so that direct income is earned which will improve the financial condition of the poor. In that, the first is Pradhan Mantri Krishi Sanchai Yojana, and this particular program is under National Agriculture Plan. There should be increase in agricultural growth rate and sectors, improvement in irrigation facilities, and it should reach every part of agricultural land. Drip irrigation system should be used along with the construction of small, big, medium-sized check dams to combat water problem so that every field gets water. Such type of steps have been taken so that farmers are saved from dangers of agriculture and debt and they become free from vicious circle of poverty and by providing them employment in order to fulfill their income. The second is Prime Minister Farm Safety Insurance Plan. In this, farmers are to be helped at the time of natural calamity by providing them economic support. Government started giving bonus at the purchase of cotton and concession at loss or damage of crops. Kshati Mukt Krushi Bhav Panch has been set up to stabilize the prices. Third is National Drinking Water Program. Programs like providing water to every field improving existing canal network, stop soil erosion, new tube wells for tribals, prevention of salinity have been implemented. Digging ponds, watershed development, construction of tanks, conservation of rainwater, afforestation, constructing lining of canal, planting trees and shrubs, renovation and revitalization of check dams have been started so that people get employment in the rural areas and families come out of the vicious circle of poverty. Government is also providing finance at a low rate of interest from bank for kharif crops, cattle rearing, storing fertilizer, and also taken solid steps in irrigation schemes of central government. Gujarat government is also undertaking programs for poverty elimination. Since last 10 years, government has been organizing poverty welfare fair for helping farmers to become self-reliant. Third is Fourth is reward scheme. Under this program, agriculture market has been set up for the farmers in which farmers may get their products listed. Online trader may bid from any place. Objective of this plan is to save farmers from loss faced by them due to mediators, brokers, and they get more remuneration and earn more economic profit due to competition. Thus, such steps should be taken with the developed agriculture yield maximum returns so that farmer remains involved in agriculture business. Our next point is from Gramoday to Bharat Uday. Through such programs, farmers oriented plans have been made to prevent loss faced by the farmers due to wild animals damaging the crops by providing them economic help to build fencing to protect their crops. Provision is made to maintain record of land survey. Government is also helping them by giving them subsidy, that is the financial help, tractors or mini tractors, help in construction water tank, improving quality of plantation crops, computerization in agriculture, setup of new testing laboratory for production of cotton, pulses, spices, management to see that farmers are getting suitable price, making ponds deep by removing soil from them, resettlement of water tank and repairing check dams, increasing the water capacity. Farmers may get employment during time apart from farming. At the same time, permanent property is set up in the rural area. Thus, central as well as state governments have tried to save farmers from debt by helping them through this scheme. Our next scheme is Deen Dayal Upadhyay Gram Jyoti Yojana. This plan is an effort to supply electricity to the rural areas without any hindrance. 24 into 7 day and night providing electricity at homes and farms at concessional rates. Lay down new lines to take electricity facility. Subsidy to purchase equipments for agriculture sector so that poor farmers may get support to increase income. Subsidy is also provided for obtaining electricity through solar energy and to purchase solar technical equipments. Next is Integrated Dairy Development Scheme for tribal women for cattle rearing. Under this program, help is provided for the development of geoponics and plantation agriculture. Geoponics is a science of agriculture to help them to make pavilion for creeper crops, training and guidance for organic farmers, breeding and packaging. Next is encouragement to organic farming. In this, helping farmers in registration, paying fees, help in purchasing farm products, arrangement for training and education of farmers, finance at low rate, arrangement for setting up proper market, etc. Next is Chief Minister Village Road Scheme. Under this planning is done regarding work related to roads. Village panchayats were held to connect villages with one another through roads and highways. Next is Ma Annapurna Yojana. Under this program, absolute poor families and people living below poverty line in cities and villages are given 35 kg food grains per family every month by Gujarat government, which is provided free of cost, and poor people, middle class, are given 5 kg food grains at low rate. In this particular yojana, wheat is given at a cost of rupees 2 per kg, rice at rupees 3 per kg. 3.82 crores of people who are covered under this scheme get the benefits of food security, because of which large sum of money is spent on food, and then objective behind it is to bring happiness on the face of people, because they would be spending their saving to purchase other things and improve their living standard. Next is Sansad Adarsh Gram Yojana. Objective of this scheme is to stop migration of the people from the villages to city. For these members of the parliament, improve education, health, employment facilities in the village adopted by them in their constituency. Thus, they set up ideal village. Other than this, to create permanent public assets, to develop opportunities for good life, rural upliftment, taking care of cultural heritage, creating opportunities for employment through social harmony, increase in human development, etc. Next is Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Act. In short, it is known as MNREGA. Employment-oriented MNREGA program has become popular with the slogan "Our Village, Our Work" along with reasonable price. Objective of MNREGA is to enhance livelihood for families of adults living in rural areas of state who can do physical labor through unskilled but are willing to work. For this purpose, one person from every family is guaranteed wage employment for at least 100 days, that is 7 hours per day in a financial year. Our next is Mission Mangalam. Through this program, state government has united women for families living below poverty line in Sakhi Mandal or self-helping groups. Here they are given skill-based training so that they might generate employment for themselves through household industry circle and come out of the vicious cycle of poverty by preparing papad, pickle, agarbatti, that is incense stick, etc. Then we have Dattopet Thegdi Vyaj Sahay Yojana, and through this scheme government provides loan to artisans of handicraft and handloom cottage industries at low rate of interest to purchase raw material. Then we have Jyoti Gramoday Vikas Yojana. An objective of this plan is to provide self-employment opportunities to the employment in the rural areas to increase income and set up industry by giving them economic help and subsidy for establishing industrial plant, implement electricity, land, etc. And with the new idea of Startup India, government provides training, free electricity, land and economic help to the unemployed youth who are interested in setting up industry. Then we have Bajpai Ban Kabil Yojana. Under this program, urban and rural employed of age group 18 to 65 who are educated till 4th standard are given training so that they may set up industry or carry on into traditional craft. They are also given finance to fixed amount so that they may generate self-employment. Through Agro Business Policy 2016, state government has implemented plan to provide employment to 10 lakh people by setting up agro food processing unit along with the helping in export of processed food products so that poverty may be reduced. This is how we have seen the various program of the government under the title Poverty Alleviation Program. In short, it is known as PAP. And this is our first part of this chapter, that is poverty. In the next video, I will describe and I will explain about the other topic of this chapter, that is unemployment. So I hope you have understood the various topic under the title poverty. Thank you.